Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. It's another Friday, and I'm working with my wife. How could it get any better than this? Oh, I know
Right?
how. I could talk with somebody about algae. I'm actually excited about this. I have Susan Shetterly. I hope I'm reading my handwriting. Susan, I apologize. But Susan Shetterly is the author of a book called The Seaweed Chronicles. And I remember when I first got the email, I laughed about it. I was like, what else? What could you talk about for seaweed for a whole book? But I started looking at it, and I got sucked in, man. So I'm excited to chat with you, Susan. It's going to be fun stuff. I can't wait to find out. Maybe there's volume 2 and 3 coming out. Who knows? I've got a quote for today from George R.R. Martin, and it says, "Every man should lose a battle in his youth, so he does not lose a war when he's old." I love that. There are times that I've failed in life, and I've learned from those failures, so it is a good thing to fail, then fail forward. Absolutely. Got a great show coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Friday, the 24th day of August. Tomorrow is Heidi's birthday, by the 24th birthday,
is.
a day early. National Maryland Day today.
John, no, it's not. What did you say today is?
24th. Oh, yours on 27th. What am I talking about? It's on Monday. Yeah, I know what Wow.
You always. Whose
Dude.
birthday is August 25th? Why do you always?
Mine is November 25th. I think that's very good. So, Heidi's birthday is Monday. Whoops. But today is National Maryland Day, National Peach Pie Day, and National Waffle Day. I think I just told somebody we were going to do something with them on your birthday, which I thought was Saturday. So, I have to send an email quick. Thanks for listening on this very special Friday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. Or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales. And you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, take a listen to this. The Marines in Mexico. The Mexican Marines confiscated 50 gallons of methamphetamine that was stashed in a secret mountain laboratory. Doesn't that sound like the plot to a movie?
It really
There should be
does.
some sort of evil mastermind behind it. Ooh, hidden in a secret mountain laboratory. The Mexican Marines find meth. That's what it's called, the Mexican Marines. They find 50 gallons of meth. Meth from the Mexican Marines in a mountain laboratory. I don't know, there's a lot of M's going on there. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
John and Heidi.
And this is your brain on drugs. A man in Georgia who was wearing no clothing recently broke into a liquor store and stole a can of soda. Police say 61-year-old Charles Wyatt used a hammer to break the glass of a Beverage World in Forsyth County early in the morning. Surveillance video shows a man entering the store completely nude other than his shoes. He then stole a Coke and wandered around drinking it before lying down for a while.
Oh, wow.
He was arrested at 4 a.m. after exiting the store and charged with burglary, theft by taking, and possession of tools for the commission of a crime. The owner of the store said he was, quote, relieved because he figured Wyatt wasn't really trying to rob him, end quote. What? What the what? He did rob you. He stole a Coke. But I guess, that's not a big deal. But he broke the window to get in there to steal the Coke, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't
bizarre.
mention if he was drunk, but he did go break into a liquor store at 4 a.m. I kind of got
I'm pretty sure
feeling
he
it
was,
just goes without saying.
And if he
but
laid down.
yeah, I'm going to just take a nap in the middle of this robbery. Yeah, you're
pretty
probably
sure.
drunk. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Matt Lauer is back in the news. He agreed to give his ex-wife $20 million in their divorce. Wow. He must have a lot of dough. $20 million? I mean,
if we were divorced, I would
give you
nothing.
I'd give you 20. I'm like,
I'd
that's
get
all I
half
got.
of the debt.
I'm
You
looking
owe
at
me.
Here's an IOU. You want that? No, you don't? Why not? Hey, if you're a big fan of Saved by the Bell, good news. Mark Paul Gosselaar says he's opening the door to a reboot for Saved by the Bell.
That was kind of after me. I really didn't.
I know who some of the characters are, like Screech.
My little cousin watched that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember her watching it.
I know my younger sisters watched that. So, but it was not. I'm not going to say it wasn't my thing because I was busy
Too old.
working. Yeah, I'm too old for that. But I know there are a lot of folks that are excited for Saved by the Bell coming back. And that's going to do it for today's Big Screen, Little Screen. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A New Jersey bride and groom were trapped on the roof of their car after torrential floods last week stranded them on their way to the reception. It caused the police to rescue them in a Hummer, like a big vehicle.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, they were standing on the roof of their vehicle on their way to the reception. So, wow, that's crazy. A Russian woman was tied up on a flight from Moscow to Turkey, and she went berserk and took all of her clothes off. So, like the flight, I don't understand the tied up part. Was she tied? Huh. There's a link. I should have clicked it. I'm just saying when there are things like the word Russia and clothes off and Turkey and Moscow, I'm not clicking that link. I don't know. I don't know where that's going, and I don't want to know. So
That's a rabbit hole best to avoid.
Yes, that is a bad. If you want to click it, it's in the show notes, but I'm not going there. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett made a major purchase of airline stock last Thursday. So I wonder what's going on
What's
there.
coming?
He must know something.
knows
He's a smart
something.
dude. I've never met Warren Buffett, but I've met people who've met Warren Buffett, and they say he's a nice guy as well.
I'm sure he is
But
a nice guy.
it's funny. We had a waiter that we had gone to Omaha, and that's where Warren Buffett lives. And we were visiting Omaha. We went to a really nice restaurant, Omaha Prime, and the
Amazing, by the
super
way.
nice gentleman that was waiting on us said he waited on Warren Buffett and Bill Gates like 2 days before we were there. And he said, Warren Buffett has no sense of humor because he said, hey, Buffett, where's that $20 you owe me? And he said, oh, I'm sorry. Do I owe you $20? He said, no, I'm just kidding. But he said Bill Gates did like a spit take when that happened. Like spit out his water. Thought it was funny. And we should probably read another story here, don't you think? How about this one? A joint study by the University of Southampton and the Royal Netherlands Research Institute.
Okay.
Wow, let's pause for a second
Yeah.
and talk about that. The Royal Netherlands
What a
Research
team.
Institute?
And the Hamptons.
Oh, there you go. They found, these people found the global heat wave will last until 2022. Meanwhile, local meteorologists don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we should just get our forecast from the Royal Netherlands Research Institute, and then we'll know, Heidi. Then they'll be able to tell us.
Funny.
One last thing here. Bankrate did a survey amongst Americans, and about 69% of Americans admit to losing sleep because of stress.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So I'm in that 69%.
Yeah,
There are
I
times
have.
I'm so stressed out, I'm laying there thinking,
Me
okay,
too.
what all do I have to do? And then I look at the clock, I'm like, I got to get up in like an hour. I should have gone to sleep last night. So maybe I don't lose that much all the time, but sometimes. So don't get stressed. If you rearrange those letters, it spells dessert. Just do that instead.
That's way better.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can either add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers, or a combination of both, but there's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Sign up at betterresultsadvertising.com. That's betterresultsadvertising.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Today we have a special guest visiting about her new book, Seaweed Chronicles, A World at the Water's Edge, Susan Hand Shetterly. Thank you for joining us, and thanks for visiting with us about your new book. Now, the book just recently came out, is that right?
It just came out last week.
Well, and I'm reading some of the early reviews are coming back very, very good. Let's talk about Seaweed Chronicles, A World at the Water's Edge. What was the concept for this book, and how did this come about?
Well, actually, I'm an essayist, or I think of myself as an essayist, and I was going to write an essay about a seaweed harvester here on the coast of Maine. And my agent said, well, why do you just write an essay about it? Why don't you write a book? And I said, because there's not much there. She said, well, why don't you go take a closer look? And all of a sudden, what went from an essay went into a book, and it took me 5 years to write, almost 5 years. And I found the people, the wildlife, the seaweed, and how it grows and what it does to our shores so complicated and wonderful that really I think I could write a second book about it.
We're probably coming in contact with seaweed on almost a daily basis in our regular lives, aren't we?
Yes. I mean, it's in your toothpaste, probably. It's in yogurt, often in tofu. It's in cottage cheese. It's used in Petri dishes for laboratory tissue cultures. Used in wound dressing and textile printing, and it's also used as fluids in fracking.
So seaweed is around us all over the place. It's everywhere we look.
Yes, it's everywhere.
And we just recently read a statistic that said seaweed grows like 12 inches a day, so that's probably a cool thing if it's regrowing so fast. It's cool that we're using it for things.
Well, every species is different, and there are some on the west coast that grow enormous. They create these beautiful seaweed forests that are very much like the redwood forests up above them on the land. Those are terrific, but we have some other seaweeds that grow quite slowly, so it always depends on the species.
Now, with the different types of seaweeds, are there some that are maybe endangered or, going away quicker than they're repopulating?
Yes. The thing is, harvesting wild seaweeds, now that so many people are doing it all over the world where there are edible seaweeds or seaweeds that can be used in industry, is beginning to present a problem for the future because these harvests are only increasing. And so one way to alleviate the pressure on wild systems, because not only do we use seaweeds, but also many mollusks, crabs, fish, many other wildlife species use seaweed, is to begin to have clean and organic aquaculture systems, and so that we can grow some of these and take the pressure off the wild habitat.
Now, seaweed, does it only grow like in oceans, or do we have seaweed that grows in lakes as well, or is that something different that grows in a lake?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and I don't know in the press why they always say algae. There's an algae bloom in the Great Lakes. What they're talking about is one-celled algae, which we call microalgae. Seaweeds are called macroalgae or large algae, and they only grow in salt water.
So those would be two different things then, really?
Yes, we do have microalgae or the one-celled phytoplankton growing out in our oceans, and they feed many things that go from tiny little one-celled organisms to whales. But yes, along the shore, in the inshore areas or the places in the ocean where the ledges rise close to the surface so the sun can get down, seaweeds do grow.
Well, I'm excited about the book because I know there is a lot that I don't know, so I could learn a lot from Seaweed Chronicles, A World at the Water's Edge. It just recently came out. Thank you very much for taking the time to visit with us. And this is a topic that I didn't know that I would be interested in, but I'm actually quite interested in it. And when you were working on the book, did you have kind of the same thing where you just got more and more and more interested in seaweed?
Absolutely. I'm still not out of the seaweed cave, I don't think. I'm still learning about it, and I love it, yes.
It's an interesting topic, and thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us about it.
Thank you very much for having me.
Again, the book is called Seaweed Chronicles, A World at the Water's Edge. Our guest today has been Susan Hand-Shetterly. She is the author of the book, and I'm going to make it easy to find a copy of this. We'll throw a link to the book in the show notes, and you'll find that at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
I did not realize this, but birth control pills that are designed for humans also work on gorillas.
Really?
I wonder how they discovered that.
And why would they try to discover that?
Like Coco over here. She's been getting frisky too much, so what can we do? I have no idea. I have no clue. All I know is that is definitely a fun fact. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Make plans to join us for the second annual 80s in the Sand. My wife Heidi and I went last year. It was so much fun. And guess who's going to be there this year? It's Brett Michaels.
Hello, everybody. It's Brett Michaels. I will see you at 80s in the Sand, Tuesday, November 6th, Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I promise you, this is going to be the ultimate concert, party, best night ever. Let's rock on, my friends.
Get your tickets now at 80sinthesand.com. Over 90% of the tickets are sold. Don't wait. 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Tis time right now for the grandiloquent word of the day. Tis time. Doesn't it sound more officialer that way?
Sure.
Much more officialer, Heidi. By the way, I purposely say words wrong.
Yes, you do.
During
It's not
this break.
funny.
I do it during this break because it's trying to balance out the, ridiculousness of these grandiloquent words.
Okay.
So how about this one? Tripudiate. I've heard this word before.
I
wonder
have heard it.
Have
I
we
don't
used
know what
this?
it means.
Might have been we might have used this before.
I don't think so.
Tripudiate. 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 To dance for joy, to exult, or to stomp one's feet. Tripudiate. To dance, especially in a measured way. Tripudiate. To figuratively trample on an opponent in triumph is to tripudiate.
Alrighty then.
So if you've ever danced for joy because you won and they lost, tripudiate. That's what it is. Like the other day, I got to tripudiate over Heidi because we were talking about this building that we're in, and there's a room that has a shower, and it's like by the fitness center. And she said, "Oh, it's a bathroom." And I said, "There's no toilet." "Oh, there is too." And I said, "There is not." And she went and checked. She said, "You're right. There is no toilet." I tripudiated all the way to the car.
You did, and
I don't know if
you
that's
should
the right
hold
way.
on to that because it will probably not happen
The last
again.
one for a long time. This is today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
John and Heidi.
Now some weird news on a Friday. Police say a Connecticut man is charged with throwing a brick through the window of a police car, narrowly missing an officer's head, and he said it's because he, quote, hates cops. What?
Well, then.
That's not good. Devin Adams Olmsted was charged with first-degree criminal mischief, assault on police, a hate crime, and other offenses for throwing the brick at a Hartford police cruiser just after 9 p.m. last Monday. The unnamed officer was cut with flying glass but declined medical attention. The chief says Adams Olmsted, who is white, said he hates cops and was targeting a white cop due to recent events in the news. So the
Whatever.
20-year-old man was held on a $100,000 bail, was not yet listed whether or not he has an attorney to represent
This sort
him,
of thing is absolutely infuriating.
Guys,
to
here's
me.
the thing. That guy's just doing his job. Don't hate police. They're awesome. They do such amazing things. And if you ever need them, even if you threw a brick through their window to hurt them, if you call 911 and need help, they're going to come and help you. So just be nice to them. I don't understand that. Got a link to the story if you want to read it, and it's in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh. A former Yankee prospect who gave up life on the streets to sign with the Bronx Bombers in 2010 was busted at JFK Airport making terroristic threats against the police. This is our second anti-police story, by the way. Isn't that weird? We love the police, so I don't know where these stories are coming from. But Lionel Vinus, we're not sports people, so if he's like super famous and everybody else knows and you're rolling your eyes at me, I apologize. He signed a minor league contract with the Yankees, made an Instagram post about shooting cops last Monday, and then attempted to board a flight to Dominican Republic. He put this, he said on Twitter, here's a message, in all caps. He said, I am going to the Dominican Republic. The first cop that stops me is either getting shot or getting hijacked.
My gosh.
He was arraigned on Tuesday, being held in lieu of bail. Not
What
going
is
to go well.
wrong
I don't
with
know.
people?
It makes no sense. Guys, don't do that. Love the
My
police. Don't hate them. That's a
gosh.
bad thing. Feel as though I'm talking to children when I say that. But it's a bad idea.
So
Yeah. Thanks
out
for
of
listening to
control.
the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Time now for fake news or Florida. I've got my page blocking
You
the
always
view.
cover it
I
like
do
I'm
because I
sitting here
don't
looking
want.
at your
Can you
computer.
see over that? Is that what's
I
going on here?
cannot see anything.
This whole time I've been blocking the view and it's not even blocking. I'm gonna cover this in a little bit more here.
Oh, my gosh.
Fake news. I'm gonna read a story to Heidi. She's got to tell me if this is something that truly happened in the great state of Florida, or if it's all just a bunch of flubbery. If we made it up, if it's fake news. So you
All right,
tell me, Heidi.
I'm ready.
An adult actor was arrested for impersonating a police officer after he drove home from the set in a police outfit. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
That is fake news. How did you know that was fake news?
I just know. I know your BS. And that one you wrote.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did,
No,
too.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I
That
did-
is your wording.
That is not my wording. How about this one? Did I write this? Fake news or Florida? A Florida man was arrested for public intoxication when he got naked at a Japanese steakhouse and danced erotically in front of a couple. Fake news or Florida? Heidi?
Florida.
Dang it, you're good at this. Yes, it was.
And you know how I knew the police officer one? It
How?
is not an outfit. It is a uniform.
Oh. Well, there you go.
Nice outfit, officer.
I love your outfit.
I like your outfit.
Is that part of the outfit? That gun there? All right. Thanks for listening to Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. Now, we had 2 stories today that were kind of negative towards the police.
Yeah, we did.
Now, we were not being negative towards the police. We were just telling the story.
Someone else was being negative.
And I just think it's really sad. So I'm glad that we have a positive police officer story. It's a good way to end things here. Police officer insists on breastfeeding hungry, dirty baby, and she gets promoted. Now, there are going to be some that hear this and go, what? She was feeding somebody else's kid? This happened in Argentina, where a police officer is being praised for her maternal kindness after she was seen breastfeeding a hungry, crying baby at a hospital. She works as part of a guard at this children's hospital in Buenos Aires, and she heard this infant crying. She ran to find the source, found these cries were coming from a baby who had been apprehended by the police. So it was in, some big event that happened, and this kid was brought in and dropped off there. The hospital staff had their hands full with other patients, so she said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll hold the baby and I'll help him out. The baby was dirty and smelly, and she insisted that, you know what, I'm gonna help. So during this child's moment of need, she helped the baby out. It's an interesting story. I've got a link to the story. You can see all the details on that. I think it's really cool that she did that. So.
Well, here's the thing, though. She was at a hospital. They don't have formula. Why would she need to breastfeed?
This is in Argentina. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I've never been there. Have you ever been to the
never been.
Children's Hospital in Argentina?
I have not.
Nor have
for
I.
Years.
I haven't been there for years.
I don't know how things have improved.
You've never been there. She's just trying to sound cool. You ain't never been there. And I know ain't never isn't a right way to say it. All right. I have a link to this story in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com if you want to read all about it. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I know you get a lot of choices for your listening pleasure. You could listen to a lot of stuff. You could listen to noises that come from many places. Thank you for listening to noises that come from us. We appreciate that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.